Not one, not two, but 3 brand new characters have been revealed for Genshin Impact version 5.0. We're going to break down the trailer, talk about what you might have missed that can inform what these characters might do. We're going to speculate on what their kits will be like based on both the information presented, past trends, as well as what the elements need at this time. Welcome to Jello Impact, where we build and test every single character to help you decide who you want to wish for and build. I think we'll start off with a good old trailer breakdown, and we'll include some sound for you guys. That's a bit loud. So first of all, these seem like exploration-based characters that seem to be tied in to the Pokemon they've already revealed for Natlan. Each one seems to go with one of the Pokemon. I don't know if that will mean that, like, are all these characters going to be free and then we'll get to explore with them? Highly doubt it. Definitely not. But maybe they will use but it seems like they are tied in a way to exploration. So she can climb up cliffs. This is a beautiful area, by the way. I really like the vibe. I know a lot of people are waiting for more darker themes, and I definitely think we'll get there. But Genshin is a bright and vibrant world. First and foremost, not that they don't have darker areas, and I'm sure Natlan will have darker areas, but they definitely want to lead with the brightness, and then the darkness is a contrast. Pretty darn cute. She's sort of like a lion. She's got like lion ears kind of thing. She's got that sort of Aztec vibe with the face painting and the jewels, sort of very defined yellow gold outline. Interesting. Seems like slower than Yelan or Shenhe or something like that, but being able to scale cliffs vertically will definitely make her, honestly, potentially a must for exploration. And that's one of the things that makes me think that she's going to be a 4-star. The fact that she can just scale cliffs, like, otherwise how are you going to scale cliffs? One of these 3 characters should be a 4-star based on past trends, but we'll talk about that more later. She doesn't go super slow, but it's not super fast. This guy kind of looks like a Geovishap, eh? Pretty cute. Okay, and this girl looks incredible. And the design is very flashy, very bright, very colorful, very detailed. I definitely think she's a 5-star. Definitely. I also the way she looks is pretty unique. Like, obviously the slightly darker skin tone, as well as the way the eyes are. Like, she definitely doesn't look like too many characters we have before. One of the more unique looking characters in Genshin to me right now. Like, if you told me to say a character she looks like, yeah, there's definitely some design, like clothing inspiration, but in terms of face, hair, overall aesthetic, one of the more unique characters, I think. This guy looks really cool, kind of like a mix between Zhao and Gaming in terms of clothing. Yeah, I really like him. I expect, like, the detail in his hair, the square theme. It looks like at first glance, he looks like he should be Geo, but I mean, he's gonna be Dendro. I think we saw a Dendro vision on him somewhere. And we know that this girl's Geo. And then she rides a shark. It's badass. She's also glowing with this outline as well. They definitely have this sort of mode or this sort of state that has to do with their pets somehow. Like, whenever they're using their traversal mechanic, they seem to glow in this state somehow. She looks awesome. I'm super excited for her. And then this guy, so we get a big clue as to what he'll be doing, or as to what he is, because we see a signature weapon right here, and he glows green, so yeah, he's got to be Dendro, but he has a signature weapon, and it definitely looks like a claymore, so he will definitely be a 5-star, and he will definitely wield a claymore. And to me, she just has to be a 5-star. Like, I know she must be, just based on her design. I'd be absolutely flabbergasted if she wasn't. And then this girl, I mean, just by process of elimination, she has to be the 4-star of the patch. Probably a free character as well. And this guy, again, I think he looks 5-star to me. I know some people in chat were saying he looks like a 4-star, but to me, no. To me, he's a 5-star as well. That's crazy that we're getting another Hydro 5-star. The Hydro 5-star thing is wild. If we look at how many Hydro characters there are, 1, 2, 3 4-stars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 5-stars. We're about to have 10 5-stars and 3 4-stars. If we go Hydro, this is Tactor, by the way. If we go Hydro 4-stars 3, Hydro 5-stars, if you include Traveler, it's already 10. But if we look at, like, Animo 5-stars, way less. Dendro 5-stars, way less. Geo 5-stars, way less. Cryo 5-stars, way less. Pyro 5-stars, way less. Hydro already by far the most, and getting another one. And Electro, way less. And if we look at 4-stars, Electro has lots, Hydro has none, Pyro has lots, Cryo has lots. Geo has not that many, but still more than Hydro. Dendro has not that many, but still more than Hydro. And Animo has not that many, but still more than Hydro. So that's actually wild that we're getting another Hydro 5-star. I mean, I guess there's a tiny possible world where she's a 4-star, but I don't see it in particular because of especially the way she looks surfing on the shark. Like if we go back here, like this to me is not 4-star behavior. Like it's just not. This looks like the way that the shark is designed, the way that the detail, the extra added splashes of color on her back, the sort of rainbow colors that she has kind of reminds me of like a seashell with rainbow. I'm not seeing 4-star. In terms of kit, now normally I would do a full breakdown on what the element needs, and I think I might save like the analysis of what the elements need for after I get to test Emily a bit more, and after we get maybe the drip marketing for the characters. All right, so let's do a little breakdown on what each element needs and base that on our prediction for what the character will be. I made this for Emily, and it turns out I was right that she is a dedicated burning. At a dedicated burning off-field DPS. So that was one of my predictions. Either that, I predicted burning applier, burning deep buffer, or a buffer when burning is applied. Now we can take off-field burning DPS. We can probably take off burning applier because it doesn't seem like a real thing. Burning debuffer, we don't have it, but I definitely don't expect it. So I'm going to unhighlight it. And a buffer when burning is applied, I don't see it. I don't see it happening. So we're left with dedicated hyper bloom, dedicated version. Keep in mind he's a claymore. Dedicated burning, so he could be a dedicated on-field burning DPS. That's a possibility. I'm going to unhighlight it for now though. Burning reaction buffer, I don't see this happening for a while, so I'm going to delete that. Pyrodendro Shiveroos, I don't see this happening anymore. Burning debuffer, reaction buffer, I'm going to put those in the same one. DPS, reaction buffer, I definitely don't see this happening for a while since we just got Emily. I mean, I could kind of see a burning DPS, kind of. I'm going to put this in yellow, and then reaction buffer, I'm going to put in red. There's no way I see that happening at all. I don't see him being a dedicated buffer. I could see him being a Dendro on-field DPS, and this is honestly what I expect. I expect an on-field Dendro DPS. Maybe he does more damage the more Dendro reactions. Nah, I don't think so. I don't know. What does he look like? He's Claymore. We get a little shot of him doing something, right? Maybe after the girl swims on the shark. It kind of, okay, right here, it kind of looks like that's like an exploration thing. He's like flying through the air. Okay, that's what's happening. He's like flying through the air. Kind of reminds me of a Toalua. If any of you real ones out there know Bionicles, it kind of gives me these kind of vibes swinging through the air. Anyways, though, I have the super long shot category. Dendro 5-star shielder, like a dedicated shielder. Again, I definitely don't see this happening. A Dendro grouper, I don't see this happening. And a Geo or cryo reaction character. I think this is a bit more likely than before. It would be really cool if he had a Geo reaction. Just the way he looks, right? Normally I would say this is a super long shot, but he's got a G on him, right? He's gonna react with Geo, and just like the way he looks Geo-ish. I think it would be so cool to have a character have a new elemental reaction with the Geo element, but I doubt it's gonna happen. But that would be really cool. So anyways, for Dendro, my expectation is a Dendro on-field DPS. As lame as that is, as boring as that is what I expect to happen. Okay, let's copy this and make one for Geo. So we just kind of got an on-field DPS. I don't see a 4-star Geo on-field DPS. Okay, so I have Crystallized Buffer, Archaic Petra the character, maybe debuff. So like kind of like a Viridescent Venera version where when she creates or consumes a crystallized, she reduces the resistance for the element of the type that she crystallized. Something like that. A Geo Buffer. So like a Geo Buffer, but for any Geo character, not just defense. A Construct Buffer. I would say that this is more likely just because we've kind of had Chiori buffing buffing the concept of construct, so having more construct stuff I think would be cool and be more likely. On-field DPS, off-field DPS, and Geo grouper, no way in hell. This is what I'm kind of imagining in terms of a Geo character. It's hard to really imagine what else there would be. Let me think, because without reactions there's only so much. Oh, I know. Geo healer. Do we have a Geo healer right now? We have Noelle, so basically no. Like I know off-field. So I'm seeing Geo healer, an off-field Geo healer, and either an off-field DPS or some sort of buffer. I think this would be cool. An Archaic Petra the character who's also a Geo healer. That would be very interesting. For those of you who don't know, Archaic Petra, yeah, it boosts the damage percent of whatever type of Geo shard, crystallized shard that it picks up. So this is my prediction for Geo. Keep in mind they are a 4-star, so we got to keep our expectations in check. Most likely a 4-star. All right, and for Hydro, I have the smallest amount of possibilities for Hydro because we already have so many characters. Oh, Electrocharge. I could see her being an on-field DPS, of course, naturally. You can never have too many off-field. I really don't see off-field DPS because we have Yelan, Xingqiu, and we just had Farina. I really would be shocked if she was an off-field DPS. A Hydro Shielder would be very cool. I don't see a Hydro Shielder for patch 5.0, and this is where like the 0.0 patches, I generally expect DPSs. Like that's generally what we get. Like Linny, Risley, Novelette. The first characters of the new region are usually DPS characters. Even the 4-stars are often DPS. Like, I should probably lock in a prediction for on-field DPS for the Geo character as well. Now, she could be a Hydro DPS and also be a freeze specialty Hydro DPS, an Electrocharge specialty DPS. That would be really cool. I would especially like to see a freeze specialty, forward vape specialty. That's when the Hydro vapes, I believe, unless I'm getting them mixed up in my head. But that would be really cool if they specialized in just very infrequent hits that vaporized all of their hits. That would be epic. Also a Hydro buffer, so it could be like a Shenhe for Hydro where she buff, but like obviously way overtuned, so she would like buff certain Hydro characters. That would be really, really good. That would be a very powerful character. But of course, first characters of the region are often on-field DPS, so that's kind of what I expect. People in the comments were saying Novelette power creep, which just thinking about the whole situation is crazy. Like being an on-field Hydro DPS right after we have Novelette would be actually wild. I have a hard time seeing it, but it just seems like the kind of thing that Genshin would do. There's no way though. There's no way we have there's like people were saying it, but I just don't think there's any way that she's a Novelette power creep in version 5.0 of a new region. I just don't see it. I'm hoping for a shielder with like a Hydro shielder with a specialty in freeze. She boosts the freeze reaction. That is what I'm hoping for. But I expect like a normal on-field DPS. Let me know what you think we're getting. I think she goes crazy. I'm really, really excited for her. She looks really, really cool to me. There's no way she has this glow and isn't an on-fielder. You know what I'm saying? Kind of gives like Moana kind of vibes, you know? All right, that's it for me. Let me know who you're most excited for. Let me know if you're going for Yelan or someone in Natlan. Take care. Bye for now.